Hey, Square Enix, what the fuck happened with Final Fantasy 15? And that's the topic of today's video. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Rock's Thoughts. I believe this is the third episode at the moment. Thank you all for dropping by. Appreciate anybody who might be watching the other videos. So, Square Enix, Final Fantasy. Oh, that is a long history. So, we're just going to talk about Final Fantasy 15. If you clicked on this video, you obviously must know what Final Fantasy is. If not, go buy 16. It's a lot of fucking fun. But we're talking about Final Fantasy 15. I enjoyed the game. I really did. When it first came out, you know, I think I had just got out of school, out of high school. You know, sitting there playing that game, and I'm just like, so fucking cool. You know? Sitting on my futon that was like right over here in this area. I don't have that anymore. And just enjoying it. But there were issues with the game. For the most part, you're playing as these four ambiguously straight dudes. Your main character is a knockoff emo Sasuke. And life just sucks for him. It just doesn't seem to go his way. And I guess no one told him that. Long story short, the dude fucking dies at the end, and his friends possibly died at the end. His dad gets killed. His wife, best friend, girlfriend thing, whatever she was, gets killed. His whole, like, the entire world is fucked. And you want to know why? Because the quote-unquote protagonist, god, deity, that's supposed to be on your side is a fucking dick. And it just amounts to him basically being racist. Maybe not even racist, just I don't know if that would be considered that. Whatever he is, the quote-unquote dragon god is a dick. But we never got to see that. Instead, we see, you know, his name is Bahamut, by the way, the ultimate summon, the most powerful being in existence, as this big superhero that shows up and helps us beat this evil god who's turned on the other gods. You know, because there's like, fucking, I don't know, 5, 6 of them. I don't remember. It's been years since I last played. It came out like 2015 or some shit. You know, he chunks all these big swords down. The other dude, he's all doing flips and fucking throwing fireballs and shit. And then he gets frozen solid and he gets kissed by the other goddess who was in love with him, and he dies. Cool. You go beat the big bad. And the game's over. What happens to your main dude? You get killed by your daddy, who's just standing there just... Sorry, son. You have to die to save the world. By the way, that ring you had, you saved the world with it. The ending we could have had for that... It's getting hot. I'm taking this shit off. I've already done 2 other videos. Don't worry, I ain't stripping for y'all. I ain't doing OnlyFans. Unless you ask. Anyway. The ending we could have had would have made this entire game just fucking amazing. Because we had multiple different DLC for the game. You know, the season pass. We had different quote-unquote episodes for all the characters. So we had episode Prompto, Ignis, and Gladiolus. 3 of the main characters that, you know, is Noctis' best friends. His friend group. I think I need some alcohol. Anyway, those were good. I legitimately enjoyed them. Prompto's my favorite character. Man, I wanted to cry when some of that stuff happened. But we're gonna get to what we should have got. Because then we had Season 2 of DLC. Which we never actually got. We got episode Arden. And it shows the main bad guy, his perspective of the world, of what was really going on. And after playing that, I was just like, what the fuck? God's a bad guy? And that's what it basically was. Their deity, Bahamut, was the biggest fucking dick you can imagine. You have this chosen king who is going around literally saving the world from a plague that, if I'm correct, was created by this god. Because it's funny. That's what it amounts to. And, so this guy is going around. He's the chosen king, the one who's destined to save the world. What does he do? He's going from person to person, country to country, from one continent to the next, healing people, saving people. He is taking the curse out of these people and putting it into himself. He is a miracle worker. He's basically Jesus. He's pink-haired Jesus. And what happens after everything is said and done? He has saved so many people. And that's what it really amounts to. These people, if you don't save them, they're going to turn into literal demons. Just not spelled demon. It's weird. It's like D-A-man or some weird shit. That show up only in dark crevices or at night. By the way, for some reason, special headlights can prevent them from showing up. Yeah, headlights. Anyway, he's just going through place to place to place to place, rescuing people. And then when he finally shows back up, like, hey, God, it's me, your chosen hero. The job's done. God? What does God do? I don't like you anymore. I like your brother more. And it's not for the fact that your brother looks exactly like me and you look completely different. What the fuck? So this dude who has sacrificed everything, he is the king, Arden Lucius Khaim, gets cast to the side because God said, I don't like the way that you look. I don't like your skin color. I don't like your eye color. You don't look like me. I'm a sexy Asian boy. I don't know what you are, but I don't like it. Man, fuck you. So he picks Arden's brother to now be the chosen king. And what does he tell him to do? Hey, so your brother Arden, first off, we're going to rewrite the history books. Yeah, he's not the chosen king anymore. You are. So we're just going to swipe that under the rug, act like he never existed. He's the scourge. He's the devil. He's the bad guy. Yeah. And so what we're going to do to prove he's the bad guy is you're going to murder his wife in front of him so he attacks you. Okay. Are you fucking me? So what does he do? Kills the dude's wife in front of him, and he's pissed, but it's like, dude, what the fuck? You're my brother. Why would you do that? You're supposed to attack me. Attack me. No! I said attack me. And they literally turn him into the bad guy, a fall guy, because he looks different. And then, what do? Well, they change his name. Well, guess what? Your name ain't Arden Lucius Khaim anymore. That's a name only for the kings. You get your brother's last name for some reason who had a different last name than you. That's weird. I never thought of that. So his new name, your new name is Arden Izunia. Guess what? Now you're asleep. Oops. Now, and then what do? Take this man's clothes off and they chain this dude up. Talk about some Jesus symbolism when he's literally hanging up like this. You took what amounts to Jesus and you made him the bad guy because he didn't look like you. And what happens when he wakes up? The fuck am I? I still gotta help people, but I don't remember anything. Eventually he starts getting his memories back, breaks out of that cage that he's in, and eventually, the bad guys find him, but he's just like, why would I help you? You're the bad guys. Are we? Because the good guys don't seem to like you very much. oh, by the way, we got the fire god. And this man, of course, gets in a fight with the fire god, Ifrit the Infernian, and wins and turns a god into a demon. That's pretty fucking metal. And then after everything is said and done, the dude's just like, I still don't want to be the bad guy. Okay. Just because they say I'm bad doesn't mean I am bad. And then the kingdom that chained him up shows up and attacks him because, hey, you're the bad guy. No, I'm not. Why are you shooting me? And they chain him back up eventually. And what happens while he's there chained up again? You got two dialogue options. God shows up to Jesus and he basically tells Jesus, well, he tells pink-haired Jesus, you done fucked up. You're the bad guy. And you got two options. Fine, I'm the bad guy. Or, man, fuck you. And what does he do? Oh, fuck me? No, fuck you. And starts just fucking beating the shit out of him. And try to make you submit to being the bad guy. And eventually he's like, fine, I'm the bad guy. Jeez. But that wasn't always the case. Which was supposed to be the DLC that Square never gave us. Because after everything is said and done, the DLC we were supposed to get, episode Noctis, episode Lunafreya, and episode Aranea. Instead, it got released as a book. It's a very good book, by the way. I just don't have it with me. It's put up. We're moving. And it explains what basically happened. You know, your main good boy Noctis finds out, God, you're kind of a dick. I'ma help Jesus kill you. No, that's not what was supposed to happen. Shit. So what does he decide to do? Well, Noct's girlfriend, who's happened to be dead, by the way, he decides, I'm gonna bring her back to life. You're the new cursed one. Rise, new female Jesus, and go take your place as the Fall Gal. And her and Noct end up getting in a fight to where Noct ends up almost killing her. But then she ends up snapping out of it and is like, I'm alive? Noct, what's going on? God's evil. Let's go help pink-haired Jesus kill him. I know it sounds kind of goofy the way I'm putting it. It's a lot better in the book. But after everything is said and done, you know, Noct doesn't forgive Arden for everything he did. Because, I mean, the dude killed his girl, blinded one of his best friends, cast the world into darkness. But in the end, it's not his fault. Because this all could have been avoided if God wasn't a racist prick. You know, I'm God. I'm the big bad dragon. You gotta do what I say. You don't look like me. I don't like you anymore. Your brother looks like me. He's the new Jesus. The fuck? And eventually, you know, everything is said and done. Arden gets his wish. You know, originally he wanted to kill Noct. He wants to end the bloodline. You know, bloodline ends with me. But instead, he changes his mind because, man, what am I doing? You're literally I'm your ancestor. You didn't do nothing to me. You're not that bad. I'm sorry for killing your girl. You know what? I'm gonna kill God. I got you. And they do it. They straight up, they kill Bahamut. They do it. They beat him. And Arden's just, peace. Live a good life, buddy. And they live happily ever after. Aside from the world technically still being kind of fucked, but they stopped the evil God. What the fuck is up with Square Enix and making it to where God's the bad guy? That happens a lot. Look at Final Fantasy 13. Benevelza, he was the bad guy, and that was God. And Lightning was basically female Jesus. I'm going off track. I'm just saying, the way I've put it is a lot different. The way I word it is completely different from the way the DLC would have been. But it's like a goofy ass synopsis. Because it was going to be amazing. We would have got the actual ending to the game. A good, proper ending. Instead of one where, well, Noct is dead. Everybody else is dead. The world's kind of screwed, but the sun's up. But God is still alive, and he can do this again. And again. And again. We could have had such an amazing ending to the game. You know? Noct could have had the life he wanted. Okay, yeah, one of your friends are still blind. He don't let that stop him. Dude could probably still whoop me in a fight just fine. I mean, I'd be in the fetal position, just don't hurt me. You know? I mean, he's badass. They're all badass. But Square, you had such a good concept, a good idea. Yeah, I get it. The guy who was supposed to make it left the company. You could have still done it. You made a book. Take that book and make it the DLC, man. You have all these people who bought the season pass part 1 and part 2. I bought part 2. I didn't buy it just for episode Arden. Hey, and look at me. I'm not, and also I got to walk around in a cup noodle hat. Man, fuck you. What is up with game developers and releasing games that's not finished? Like Square, of all companies, I really thought y'all were better than that. Because almost every single Final Fantasy game I've enjoyed. Final Fantasy 1, great game. 2, people hate 2. I love 2. Furion, Maria, Guy, Leon, Joseph, Minwu, the pirate chick. I enjoyed 2. 3, I had a lot of fun playing. The long game. Fuck that train. 4, with Cecil. Yes, I say Cecil. Really good game. You got there's 3 parts of 4. You have 3 games in the 4 franchise, basically. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 was my first Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 8 is my favorite game. 9, 10, 10-2. Well, 11. I never got the joy of playing 11. 12 I was iffy on. 13. I love 13. 13-2. I enjoy 13-2. Lightning Returns. Fucking love that game. 14. Haven't gotten to play it. 15. You decide to not finish the game. Why? You have the resources. You have the money. You made a book, which is just the DLC. You never gave us the actual end. There's a difference in a book. Yeah, I can sit and read a book. I can imagine it while I'm reading it. I can see it while it's happening. But it's different from playing a game. In the game, you become the character. I am Noctis. I'm Arden. I'm Prompto, Ignis, Aranea, everybody that you get to play as. You put yourself in the perspective of those characters. You become the character. A book is completely different. You're just reading about these characters. It's a completely different experience. A game is you are the character. You feel what they feel. You see what they see as it's happening. You have the perfect ending to the game. Why didn't you just release it? What the fuck, Square? And I know y'all have the money. You have the resources. You could still do this. Re-release 15 on the PS5, but actually give it all the DLC you originally promised. You promised this DLC. That is the reason people bought the season pass, and you lied. My favorite fucking video game company, and then you're basically just like EA, a bunch of fucking liars. And then you make Final Fantasy 16. Whew, that is a game. Damn, that's a good game. You know? At first, when I first saw 16, I was a little iffy. I was like, oh, great. Another emo dude. Clive is not emo. Clive is... Yeah, he's a bit broody. But it's not like, ugh, I hate the world. It's... Damn, shit happens. But he's a good character. The dude... I mean, Clive's made me laugh. Not as much as Sid has. Fuck y'all for what y'all did to Sid. But 16 is a really good game, and now we're getting the DLC. I still haven't gotten to play yet, which I have. But it shows what you can do. You have a game like 16 where it's like, you didn't even need DLC. People wanted it because they wanted more. Because the game was just that good. But then you go look at 15, and it's just like, how did you go from that to this? It's insane to think about. But it's not just Square that does it. Different game companies do this crap. Just release the full game. And then DLC can come later on. But if you're going to change the ending, if you're going to lock an ending behind DLC and then not release it, fuck you. Because we paid for that. You should have done it. And in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions too, I think you should probably redo 15. Just upscale it, put it on the PS5, Xbox, computer, whatever the fuck, but give us all of the DLC that you owe us. Because we paid for it. Because you got our hopes up and then basically said, nah, fuck you. Nah, fuck you. And that's it for this one. Catch you guys later.